Namaste and welcome to this exciting episode of Sattology Debunking Mythology. Sattology means science of truth or study of truth. Opposite of that is mythology, which means science or study of fake, lie, or imagination. At Sattology, we try to be as much factual as possible. So we work on referenceable sources. And the sources that we pick up are through independent bodies and also through public research. We would love to be funded by corporates to do exactly more research work in the areas of historical correction, historical narrative correction. So, why the West works against India? Like, you must have seen many Pew reports coming out that 72% of Indians view Americans as favorable, or 65% of Indians or Hindus view UK as favorable. You must have seen these reports many times. But has any report been compiled? First of all, tell me if my voice is okay or not. This is a live show. You can ask me any question that you have after I finish my basic topic. So you can keep asking me, and I'll prefer to take questions which are done by the members or people who fund us or help us to expand our Sattology mission. If you're from the corporate, do join us for the Literature Festival coming up on August 24, 25 in San Diego, California. That international festival is based on finding inner truth. Finding inner truth. So that means we're going to focus on language, culture, history, and spirituality. Because spirituality is the basis of everyone's life. And that is the most common connector between all human beings. We are all spiritual people because we are Atma. We are not the body. So I personally don't believe in any bodily identification, like whether I am white or black or blue or green or Indian or Caucasian or non-Indian, doesn't matter to me. But Chinese, I don't believe in any such thing because the entire world is connected through one common culture, which is prehistoric. The modern religions, organized religions, have divided the society and they induce people to fight for supremacy. So I am an author on many books on yoga, meditation, and therefore I don't believe in such bodily identification. And that's why I can do analysis very honestly and very openly without getting biased. That disclaimer being out of the way. So now we can talk something real. Number one, if you look at the map today, and you have seen this map many times all over the world, and I'm going to take you in the details. Let's go to the first map. All these are territories, Anguilla, are occupied by UK. All of them. This is their headquarters in UK. It's called the British Overseas Territories Headquarters. Okay, and beautiful place. When I used to live in London, I used to go there, and I know these places in place. Like, where are these? Most of the countries I've visited in any way, except Antarctica. That's on my list. And so I will go there whenever the time permits. So these are all the territories occupied by United Kingdom today. Now, this is the West we are dealing with. 20 British territories, almost 14 French territories, directly owned. 14 countries in Africa, completely controlled by French, and many other countries where they hold significant influence. Why targeting India? I'll tell you the reason. Again, comes back to the religions, church. And that's the main religion. That's the main factor. There's no other factor. Numerous missionaries go to India to convert, to show them the path of light, truth, which most Americans, which I know, don't approve of. But it happens on a large scale. Large scale. The American Jesuits, English Church, Protestants, Catholics, Australians, Sweden, and now there's South Korean, because South Koreans think of them as very aligned with the West. Now, when you say aligned with the West, means aligned with the Church, Catholic Church. They all go to India with a big proselytizing missions to convert Hindus. That's an unfinished task. Unfinished task. Make no mistake, unfinished task. This is what reflects in the American State Department reports. American State Department reports constantly target Hindus. Constantly. Hindus have given the world yoga, given the world, because it's the original native culture of the world. Every single native culture, indigenous culture, spiritual culture of the world, every single holistic movement of the world connects with yoga. Everything. The word meditation has come from Veda. Manan is the origin of word meditation. Manan, Chintan. And that's the problem. That there still exists a 1.2, 1.4 billion people strong India, which still carries its original traditions, despite all colonial attacks. The British ruled India for around 90 years, not 300 years, 200 years, 90 years, from 1857 to 1947. And the Mughal rule or Islamic rule got finished around 1707, you can say. There was no Mughal rule after that. So the Mughal rule is also around, attacks were 600, 700 years, but rules never happened by the Mughal because they were not able to rule independently. They were always fighting for survival, working with the Indian kings at that time. So there was no Mughal rule, and the British government rule also was confined to treaties and trading ports only. So India was never colonized. That's the historical fact, and that's what hurts the unfinished agenda. Okay, this is the real history. Never colonized. Whatever they teach in American textbooks is a church's version of India. So common things are India is very poor, country of snake charmers, Hindus are barbarians. Hindus, I mean, you're many of the Western people are seeing Hindus in their country. Very simple, connected to earth, talk about meditation, yoga, mindset. Very simple. This is what the Hindu culture is. Completely, most of the people are vegetarians, don't believe in violence, but very good warriors. British Army knows that. British Army teaches British Indian Army case studies as a case studies for bravery. We all know that. How the 21 Indian soldiers warded 10,000 Afghans in we all know the story, in Afghanistan. And these are stories of valor, stories of Rajput kings fighting with the Mughals with bare hands. It scares the hell out of people. The story of Marathas, Bajirao Peshwa II, never 42 wars, never lost a battle. This is what scares everybody. The amazing fighters, cool-headed, and great strategists. The home of chess. The original name of chess is Chaturanga, means four colors, four categories of soldiers. Cavalry, and nowadays you can do that. It's in my book, and you can say four categories of soldiers. You can substitute them with anything you want. And if you're good at chess, you cannot be defeated by anyone because everything in the world requires strategy. Everything. So this is the history, and that is a history of very proud people, and majority of Hindus and majority of the people from India cannot, do not Like there is a sense of, like it's like if somebody trying to beat you down and you never go down, and then they say you're arrogant. Defense is not arrogance. If you come as a friend, Hindus have a tradition of being an exceptional host. But if you come as an enemy, Hindus are known to be an exceptional enemy. All martial arts in the world have come from yoga. All the asana means posture. All the asana, if you do rapidly, the all result looks like martial arts. And the asana in a mild movement is called Tai Chi. Okay. Same asana, if you do slowly, holding at every limit, is called Tai Chi. It's a Chinese and Eastern Asian conversion of yoga asana into self-defense. And the same Tai Chi, if you do fast, it becomes martial art. So world's oldest martial art is called Kalari Payattu, invented by Murugan, son of Bhagwan Shiva. And he is called the head of the armies of Devata or Deus, who visit the earth to protect human society from self-destruction. This is what the history is. Same Tai Chi was divided by Buddhist monks. So Bodhisattva traveled from Kerala to the East Asia. And same Kalaripayattu came to be known as Judo in some countries, Taekwondo in some countries, Karate in some countries, but its original form remained in India. It's one of the most flexible three-dimensional martial arts which can actually completely disorient an enemy. Amazing martial art. Again, the home is India. Many people talk about Chinese missiles. People do not know that 7,000 years ago, as per Mahabharata, China was one of the China is small China, like the real China is the south and southeast of Great Wall of China. That is a small China. Tibet and many parts of Mongolia were acquired by the kings of China and Chinese Communist Party illegally. And that acquisition is as recent as 1959. 1959. And under the influence of the West, Jawaharlal Nehru actually gave those lands away. Now it is thanks to social media, truths are out. And many channels have spoken about it with facts and figures. My analysis, my research on that area was not there because others were already doing it. There is no point in repeating a research which others are already into it. So I did not do that. But I'm quoting them. Many of the people have done a fabulous research on that, and they have come on our channel, Vidvir Arya and many other people. And I want to invite my friend Abhijit Chavda also on that area. Surely he will come recently, like in few weeks' time. But anyway, that is a history. And Nilesh Okji has also spoken about it on our channel. And Kusumlata ji, Professor Kusumlata Kedia ji's videos, playlist you should watch on our channel. The historian par excellence. Do listen to her. She is known as a person by the Europeans, certified by the Europeans, to know more about Europe than most Europeans do. Because most of the Europeans study is church propaganda. Because they are trying to protect their religion. Now, what are they trying to protect? They are trying to protect the original identity of Germanic tribes. Now you'll be shocked to know what I'm going to tell you now. This is the real root of the Western policymakers mistake in alienating the world's oldest country, which is not an enemy for them, because Hindus are never an enemy of mankind. They will always, if there is a dialogue with respect, then they will accommodate. Because most of the Europeans have actually come from India. It's a reverse. That's why they imposed a fake theory of Aryan invasion theory. Aryans are from India. And it is in the genes of Europeans that they are connected to India. That's why many of them get attracted to yoga, the Vedic concepts of spirituality, and that is the reason they are so much inimical. The religions they invented, fake religions they invented, they're inimical that people will go back to the roots because of India. That's the problem. People will go back to their roots. People will become back to Vedas. That's why they're creating so much misinformation. That's the whole point of colonization. That suppress that at the source, all guided by the Church of England, but failed miserably. Today, the Prime Minister of UK is a Hindu who practices the original Hindu philosophy. It's known as Sanatan Dharma. That's the actual name, not Hinduism. Hinduism is as fake as Christianism, Islamism. Same thing. Whenever you write ism at the back, that means not trustworthy. Okay. So, our original word is Sanatan Dharma or Veda. People of Veda. Ved, not Vedas. Veda. People of Veda. We are the people of Veda, the original source of all knowledge. And nothing in Veda, after reading extensively for many years, I could find contradictory, conflicting, or even remotely confrontational. Nothing. I mean, the summary of all the Veda I consider and spoken in Bhagavad Gita by Bhagavan Krishna himself, Sarvasya Chaham Hridhi Sannivishto Matta Smriti Jnanam Vohanam Cha Vedescha Sarver Ahameva Vedyo Vedanta Krit Vedvid Eva Chaham. So the summary of all Veda is Bhagavad Gita. And summary conclusion of Veda is to know Krishna. That is as per Bhagavad Gita. And it's not a religion. It's dharma. It's the dharma means connected to your atma or soul. Dharma means connected to your atma or soul. Your original nature, your personal nature, Swadharma. Swadharma is the concept which the governments strive to protect. You know, many times I hear we are free people, leader of the free world. Doesn't make sense. Because when you say leader of the free world, that means you're already a slave. Because you have to claim to be a leader of the free world. You know, English or any logic way, if you say I'm the leader, that means you defeated somebody to become a leader. If you defeated someone to become the leader of the free world, that means you were already defeated at one point of time. Right? So the logic works both ways. It's called Nyaya. So, today's topic, and believe me, you should read my book, Gold, Glory, and God, to see, and also I'll show you my book, this one, the original Atlas. This is one of the books you must get it. If you have not gotten it, it's available in the US, UK, Australia, and New Zealand and Canada. All the English-speaking countries and all other countries, you can get it on Kindle. Another one you should read is Gold, Glory, and God. These are hard-hitting books, but it will give you an alternative context in what I'm saying. So you have to separate people from policies and the state. State is representing people as per democracy, but you all know how democracies actually have created more wars in the world. All democracies, barring India, which is not a democracy, India is a lokatantra. All democracies of the West have created more wars in the world. The leader of the free world has enslaved more people, including their own, and created more wars all over the world. Before USA, the leader of the free world was UK. And they have, you know the history, most of the people know what happened to the natives, aborigines, Maoris, all over the world. Africa, indigenous people of South America, indigenous people, natives of USA, America, Canada. I don't have to say. Now, what are they protecting? What they're protecting is people going back to their original nature. And that's why there is a conflict between people and the governments. You can see that in the election outcomes. What are they protecting? What is happening? Because you cannot deny people their original nature, swadharma, for long. Cannot do that. Swadharma means the right given by guna, sattva, rajas, tamas, and the right given through their previous karma and the supervision of Deus, devatas. That is swadharma, freedom to live your desire based on your karma. Everything comes from your past karma. So when that is not fulfilled, that soul, Atma, is going to come back again and again and again to fulfill those desires. And it is a duty of the governments of the world to protect that freedom of individual soul. Duty is not an option. Not an option. When you restrict somebody's free will, you are working against the plan of God. If you try to convert something to something for your own benefit, you are working against the act of nature. So severe karma is going to come back. And that's the reason most of the Western societies are getting destroyed from within, because these Atmas who could not attain their success or their goals in their last life are coming back again and again. And I'm telling you with all confidence and after studying Veda and Vedic conclusions properly under a guru. So, to the point today, what are they protecting? Let's go to it's very easy nowadays. Thank you for internet. Whosoever invented internet is an Indian guy who invented Indian internet, and then the emails and invented, and the military created the World Wide Web for military Americans, and also World War II necessitated a closed communication. But I would thank all the people who made it public, because now that source of information is easily accessible. And you'll hear that in Sanjay Dikshit's discussion. So let's begin. Now we're beginning because we need to have the background first. And number one is Viking. You heard the term Vikings. We are Vikings. We are Vikings. Who has heard the term Vikings? Yes. Everyone has heard. Keep writing down. Who has heard the term Vikings? Now, let's make the screen bigger. And this is World History Encyclopedia. Norse Viking symbols and meanings. Norse, we all know. Read the book by Norman Davies, that how the Ten Commandments today in the new religions, New Testament, has come from Norse Ten Commandments. They've replaced some things with Jesus, but otherwise there is no mention of Jesus because they don't believe in Jesus. So most of the modern day religions source their philosophy from older versions, but replace the key characters uh, with their replace the key characters with their own versions of propaganda. Okay, I'll take everybody's questions also. So I'm reading everyone's questions. If you'd like to support and sponsor, we'll be very honored. And do share, like, subscribe, or come to Sattology International Literature Festival, because that's a fantastic place to discuss these kind of things in a very friendly, open dialogues. No, nobody's trying to put anyone down, because I told you I stand for spirituality, or which means yoga. That is that is a spiritual need of every human being. Okay. So Norse Viking symbols, and you'll be shocked with this. This is not my compilation. This is done by Joshua J. Mark and published in January 2019. Okay. Now the Thor's hammer pendant. Thor. Thor is a person with a hammer and powerful. So the first symbol was Yggdrasil. Now, if you look at the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it talks about a banyan tree, Yadrichi. Yadrichi talks about, which is inverted. World tree. The walnut, which is Odin's knot. And Odin is who? The god of thunder and lightning. There is a tree which is upside down in Tree of Life. This one is vertical, but it is upside down. Branches are the Veda, branches are trees, mentioned in Bhagavad Gita chapter 15, first and second shloka. Anyone can read that. My own translation, you can see that. Walnut. Transition is a symbol between life and death, according to Davidson. Symbolize the power of, now the word God here, he is referring to his church version of the God, which I'm saying just free from, look from the spiritual point of view. To bind. Okay. Very common symbol of Indra. The birth, old age, disease, and death. That's what it's showing here. Swastika. Swastika. Sanskrit word. Vikings. All Vikings wore this. So what do you call Vikings as now? Hindus? What do you call them? So many times people say Viking and I'm a Viking, and there's so many names are there. School football teams are Vikings. But the Vikings are these people. Symbol of continuity and luck. This is their version. The original version for Vikings of the swastika symbol was stars, the 7 stars, and also the symbol of power coming from those Saptarishi. Sanskrit word is Saptarishi. The 7 sages, Marichi, you all know Kashyap, Saptarishi, Pulastya, Pulaha, Kadru, Kritu, all these Saptarishi coming from them. Because the society, those 7 sages or rishis are still there. They are the ones who are the progenitors of mankind, and they are not aliens in today's Western perspective. They are the people who created life on this planet. Swastika, sunwheel. These Vikings stood for Aegis hem of awe. These are some localized indents. Mjolnir is like going and coming back to his hand. Hitting, coming back to his hand. Fertility, growth, and good fortune. These are all the narratives given, but original Vikings didn't believe in this kind of stuff. Original Vikings had much higher purpose. They moved from southeast of Europe to Europe when the ice melted, and they retained what they had heard in their generations before in southeast of Europe, because Europe and India is just 9,000 kilometers, 8,000 kilometers, or less than that, 7,000 kilometers. Easy to walk through. Central Asia, easy to walk through. Caucasian is northern Georgia, Georgia state in Asia, Eurasia, we can call it Asia. Jambudweep. Walking distance. I mean, land connected distance, land distance. Okay. No ocean in the middle. Then comes Swenthorn, putting them to sleep. Odin uses to put Valkar Brandchild to sleep, Brandhild to sleep. Okay, and Nidra. There's so many weapons in Vedas written there. People can induce sleep. All these things are there. Gungnir, the swaying one. Odin is Indra. To sacrifice himself to himself for quest of knowledge. Who did that? Many examples are there. So many of these symbols are borrowed from somewhere else and misrepresented. But basic thing is the Vikings had a strong connection with original culture of the world, swastika, which is based on Veda. Swastika brings good luck. Hitler misused it in his own craziness and used Hakenkreuz to symbolize destruction of Jews, because he was, I mean, you all know, check out his religious background, you'll know. It will be connected to one of the religions. So he went to, that is his, he was mentally delusional, because original swastika means connected to 7 great sages, which you see from their eyes. And I proved in my book that 7 stars you see, Saptarishi, that is actually places of residence of those great sages. I proved in my book with references. Now, with my references are Vedic references, which can never go wrong. You may apparently disagree with me, but they will be proved right eventually. Maybe not now, maybe 100 years down the line, but will be proved right. That's much confidence I have, not on me, but on Vedas. Ship, Hagin and Munin. Now, thought and memory. So you can always, there's a lot of confusion here. So they are confusing Odin with Brahma. So Indra and Brahma combined, and Vishnu. So confusion. That means they are sourcing their knowledge from coming from somewhere else and mixing them up, because everyone needs a supernatural faith to continue. That's the nature of Swadharma. We are not alone. Atma is never alone. Soul is never alone. It depends on something. It is incomplete. It has to depend on something. So they have to seek higher power. Understand, leadership is a very lonely lifestyle. Very lonely lifestyle. There is nothing at the top. There is nothing beyond you. You are the last man. So then the only option remains is up. You have to source your motivation from up. Ask any CEO, executives. And that's why we have a program called Transcending the Mind Experience Retreats, which I'll be going to Mexico tomorrow to find the place, to search for a place based on my book, The Original Atlas. And our program is very unique, based on my book, Transcending the Mind, putting in application, applying. Triskelion, interlocking horns symbolizing wisdom, poetic inspiration. Odin, again, the horse of Indra. And there is a story of sacrifice of the bird by who? There is a famous king who did that from Bhagavad Purana. Okay, again. These are the symbols of Viking. Okay, according to World History Encyclopedia, their research and my commentary, terrific combination, right? Their research and my commentary. And so this is the uh, Viking. Okay. Now let's go to Germanic gods, Anglo-Saxon deities. All those things are there. Woden, Thu, and Thu is Woden is a king of gods and god of wisdom. Right. Buddha, Thu, the war, sky god. Tuesday comes Mangal. So the whatever they have written is hodgepodge. The don't think the Vikings were confused. But what the Wikipedia is writing and the World Encyclopedia is writing is hodgepodge. We'll correct all those things slowly. Okay, in my new book, we'll cover that. This is all hodgepodge. They've just added here and just want to put it out so that just to show their ancient culture as bad because they converted them. The church converted all of them, and Wikipedia and all of the medias. Just because you can write a lie and certify by 5 people who agree with you doesn't mean that lie was becomes truth. No, it still remains a lie. Okay, showing making a document in a PDF signed by some XYZ. Oh, he signed it, therefore he is no. No political power can certify a lie to be truth because the truth is going to come out, and anyone who does that will be ridiculed by history. I have seen plenty of proofs. India's prime minister, ex earlier prime minister, the first prime minister, so called Jawaharlal Nehru, put into the garbage dustbin of history. Mother Teresa in the garbage of history, dustbin of history. Mahatma Gandhi, dustbin of history. Many people like that. Many people like that. Dustbin of history. Many historians, American historians, who called Native Americans as barbarians, they're all in the dustbin of history. Anyone who condemned native religions of the world in the dustbin of history. Because now we know that native indigenous cultures promote peace, harmony. They are an asset to any country. We all know that now. The universe, the energy of the universe, and all the modern mythologists also who talk about conscious mind, subconscious mind, all they're all going to the dustbin of history. Because mind can never be conscious or unconscious because it's an attribute. It's not a thing, it's an attribute. It's the Atma or the soul that matters. Okay. All those theories are going to go away. But they're all making money right now. So all the making money. These are all Germanic Anglo-Saxon deities. Publicly available. Coming from Germanic deities. So the first act of Catholicism was to convert all these natives into, took their philosophy but put the Roman characters to it. And they are pagans, they are shamans, pejorative words. This is what West is hiding. Because all these ancient cultures have a strong relationship to India, to Vedas, Puranas. Very strong, like it's like almost like the umbilical cord. Almost like it. And that's what they're hiding. That's what they don't want it to come out. So target Hindus. Most of the Hindus are also not aware of it. But target them, and if the Indian government succumbs, then the church gets a chance to convert them to what they think. Homogeneous world means less negotiation, easily controlled. If your religion comes from West, that means your foreign policy will also be guided by West. That's the whole point. Just like South America. South America has no independent foreign policy in any of the countries because their gods are coming from Portugal, Spain, or England. So they will have to comply at the end of the day. Classical case was Bolivian rights, classical case was Peruvian rights, classical case is Mexican rights. Classical cases, Colombian. Just check it out, the history, how the church influenced them. Finally, all the politicians who were going to the church had said, okay, fine, we agree with you. So India has its own religion, its own culture, and they say, no, sorry, we are judging you. We cannot stand. Okay, all right. If you want to fight with us, we're ready. That's the problem. Why Modi is there? Why anti-Modi is there? And believe me, I see some comments here. Why I'm glorifying Modi or all those things? I'm going to answer that in detail. So understand, please understand. And I'm doing it in English so that everyone can understand. This is the biggest hypocrisy. No college in America or in the West would give me a teaching position because I speak the truth. They cannot give it to me. In fact, some of them banned my books actually. And it has resulted in more sales, but it's okay. Because we are speaking the truth. We are speaking logically. We are fighting against, we can see through the real propaganda. That's why. Okay. That's the reason. Because it's a very old culture we come from. And we are rootly connected to earth, sun, moon, water, the energy of the universe, Mahadev, his wife Bhagwati, mother goddess, worshipped in every single part of the world. If you recall, the Mexican deity Lady of Guadalupe was originally called Mother Tonatzin in Mexican language, Spanish language, in native Mexican language, Tonatzin. Omniotl is a Mexican supreme god, Omniotl. Tlaloc, Tlaloc means superior, is Indra. Tlaloc, and sometimes called Sacha, like Shakra. Shakra is Indra. These are the original, very closely connected to. And who is Tlaloc's friend? My Danav. And Snake, Takshak, was his friend. Look at the Mexican flag. Takshak, am I wrong? Every symbolism is there. Most of the countries in South America, their sacred symbol is a divine snake. Who is a friend of snake? Tlaloc. An eagle is Garuda. Very common symbol. Very common symbol. And I'm not trying to connect whimsically, therefore I will not make those connections with Garuda, but I'm just giving you an imagination. Because many Western people have also read Veda and they quote. In fact, Michael Nostradamus quoted the other day, yesterday, I posted on my Twitter handle how he quoted. These are the things we are going to touch upon in so much depth. We shall create permanent unity in the humanity in the Sattology International Literature Festival. Do sponsor it in big way if you can, because this is going to be the future of humanity. Sattology, the science of truth or study of truth. Satyamev Jayate, the truth always wins, and truth represents the original God, Bhagwan. That's the last leg of the humanity, and that's what we are trying to study. That's why nobody is going to give people like me and you such small numbers we come, right? Because the diamond is the most expensive thing in the planet. Gold, very few takers for the gold. Nobody can afford it. So few takers will be there. But our numbers is big. There are 4 billion people on the planet like us. 4 billion people. We all have to unite under the banner of Sattology. And all of us need to institute Sattology as a department in every single university on the planet. Our agenda is big, our goal is big, and our motive of action is very pure. The whole alien mythology which is being created in the West as a scarecrow is to build advanced weapons. Period. In Mahabharata, it is mentioned, it is very common. I've told in one of my interviews actually, where I have said the most heavily visited UFO phenomena in the world is Tibet and Central Asia. You'll find maximum number of UFO sightings, much more than even USA, much more. And there are many reports on the UFOs and aliens where the American nuclear silos have been damaged by the alien crafts. Because these are not bad people. They come here to protect humanity from killing each other through nuclear weapons. Ask Russians, ask Indian Air Force. Indira Gandhi was shocked to see that the Indian fighters were chasing a UFO over the Himalayas because they thought it was Chinese. Okay? It was happening. It was happening. And this was the most striking thing ever. And we have to give credence to all these reports because these are not fake reports. But the narrative alienology or the study of extraterrestrials or whatever you call it, xenology, whatever they call it, is very bad. Again, guided by a religion, which is very bad. Oh, nobody is destroying humanity. In fact, these people protect humanity, and they sometimes interfere with some systems which are bound to work against the humanity. Is Mahabharata very clearly written that no foreign person is allowed to attack Earth because human beings are least powerful people. Least powerful people. Humans are least powerful people. We are like a frog in a well. We think we can be expand bigger, 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 and then it bursts. Boom. Least powerful people. When Arjun fought with Nivat Kavach outside the earth, and their power was unsurmountable, but those people are stopped because Arjun defeated them or killed them, destroyed them. They have no power to come over here. So only good people are coming here. Okay. So anyway, I have a different viewpoint, which is based on my study of ancient cultures. So I'll take some questions here. So you all know Germanic tribes they're protecting. The people don't go back to their original culture, religion. India stands in their way because it is the mother of all ancient cultures, religions, and native cultures. Stands in the way. So therefore, conversion of Hindus to Churchism, Christianism, Islamism, this is what they're supporting against Hindus. When it comes to India, China, USA, UK, everyone is an ally except Russia. That's why India and Russia are friends. When it comes to India, everybody is an enemy. As it comes to Hindus, everybody is an enemy. That's why Vivek Ramaswamy was not allowed to become a candidate, even though he was the most promising candidate, even though I don't hope much from him, by the way, because he's still colonized. Anyway, so now the best way to take it decolonize is to follow spirituality. It's the best way to do it. Okay, I'll take questions and from everybody, and you can ask me. Thank you, all people who are coming here. Do like, share, subscribe, and also I'm posting the link for our literature festival. We need a lot of sponsors, and so people who can sponsor. The title sponsor is there. We are looking for, and each of the panels needs sponsorship. If you want to write, you can write to me at sattology@sattology.org. And the email is right here. You can write to us for sponsorships and we'll reply back to you. Sattology@sattology.org. So we need all the like-minded companies who want to believe in Sattology and want to help Sattology grow to sponsor us and make us grow and join our Transcending the Mind retreats in Mexico, India, Europe, Africa, to build a completely different mindset. It's a mind-blowing program. I practice it myself every day. And that's why you can see me happy, even though I work 12 to 15 hours a day. Okay, so let me take the questions. One. So thank you all. I'll take everybody's question. You can ask me. If you sponsor a chat, I'll give that a preference. As they're equal, really? Yes. Okay, thank you. I answered this question. Sanatan Dharma is the original culture of the world, of everybody, including the West. So cannot be better or higher. Okay, it's original. Everyone is Sanatani. Jai Shri Ram, thank you. Nirav Gogri, thank you. Okay, have wealth. How wealth distribution stands? Is it good or better? Bharat? Wealth redistribution. Okay, I have two different views on that. In Lokatantra, it is the responsibility of the state, Raja, to take care of people who cannot maintain themselves. There are a group of people who are good in many things, but they do not know economics, who do not know how to earn money, but they are very good teachers. They can be very good farmers, and they cannot compete because they're just unique. So for those people, the state must provide them employment so that their work or their life can become more meaningful. So just giving free money is not enough, but getting something done through them in an intelligent way. That's what Bhagavad Krishna says, that without exploiting anyone, engaging in tasks which is beneficial for the society, that is okay. So that is Loktantra. This is the answer. So whether I am for welfare redistribution or not, I believe in karma, and everyone has a right to do their karma, and that is Swadharma. Okay, we don't believe in rights or entitlements. Nobody is entitled for anything. Nobody deserves anything. What we deserve, or what is people entitled to, is freedom of choice. Everyone should be given a freedom to choose to live their life in any way which they would like to live. Okay, freedom of choice. Choice, again, a religious word nowadays. Is America is like every word has some political narrative has been attached. So English is a very funny language. So freedom of choice means Swadharma. Means you came to this world to do something. You should be free to do something as long as you do not hurt anybody else. If you hurt somebody else, then it has to be taken in a criminal way. So that's all there. Can we cancel all those visas if we come to Bharat and work jobs? Absolutely, Indian government has to do that. Indian government has to proactively do that. Manish Kopko, why India is still aligned with UF? India is aligned with World Economic Forum and World Health Organization for a one basic reason. The World Economic Forum and World Health Organization provides India business connections to do business to Indian companies, and Indian government may have ideological differences with them, but when it comes to business, it's the money speaks, everything else is secondary. That's the main reason. Okay, there's a very famous American movie dialogue in Twins. Dave DeVito says there's dialogue there: when the money talks, bullshit walks. So this is the philosophy. This is practical. It is same over textbooks. Absolutely right. Indian textbooks were written by Christian missionaries. Sorry to if I broke the ice or egg on you, then sorry to hear that. Sorry to you from my side. Anubhagat, Jai Shri Ram. Thank you, Jai Shri Ram Bhagat ji. Mr. India, Jai Jagannath. Thank you. Jai Jagannath. Jai Shri Ram MD. And my advice to for the NRI is how to plan for next 5 years. You plan to move to India when to start converting savings to INR. Ankit Shahji has also said that. And but people who are engaged in dharmic work, people like us or Sattology, we will stay with the people to help them without any political objective, political motive, just on the strength of Veda. And also, you need to know that America has a Sanskrit name, the entire North American continent, and that is called Kronch Dweep. That's the original name of North America. Indian Americans or Native American Indians, they called them, or people of the land. They used to call them Turtle Islands. Who are indigenous people of UK and London? These are Vikings, Celtics, Saxons. All three connected to Sanatan Dharma. They were not. These are all prehistoric religions of England. I'm really surprised and why Modi he's the most lethal enemy. Well, 80. I for some things I may agree with you. For some things I do not agree with you. Because the reason why I agree with you is that the sometimes the actions are very different on the screen, and it confuses me a lot as far as the temples go, as far as the certain strong positions that you have to take against the conversion activities, where and the export of beef, which Nirmala Sitharaman already debunked it. So all those things are very confusing for me. There I agree with you. And where I disagree with you is that the and also the some sung elements which I never support, because they don't. Whenever anyone says don't worship Devata or Devi, that hurts me a lot because they are the ones who are protecting us. So those are all the communist ideas, which I totally agree with you. Things which I do not agree with you is that in the current global political context, this is the best India got, and therefore we need to support what we have, because democracy elections are very hard to fight. You and I cannot do it. So we have to give full credit to a person who is being the most abused person on the planet, political leader Narendra Modi. He's the most abused person on the planet. He's doing the best he can, and and the way he's promoting Sanatan Dharma is by going visiting those places where people can actually see. Okay, that's the point. Even China has pyramids and we look like hills. Absolutely right. Pyramids doesn't mean pyramids. Pyramids means Mahadev temples. Mahadev ke mandir hai pyramids. Okay, very clear. No more confusion now. Mudaya MB, thank you. Thank you. This is a Delhi or Delhi Muslim. Thank you. Yes. What they right half truth genius level is going to be. That's right. Just Shri Krishna don't know English. Thank you, Strong PP, for helping us promote it. Eagle and Snake. Ask Aditya ji. I think we already spoke about it. Amazing to see you live, sir. Thank you. There no separation tomorrow's elections. I think it will go by the exit polls. Exit polls are very clear. Please send this link. Please, please, please. We need a lot of sponsorship for this event. I need help. And then you have, sir, how long will they hide truth? No more now. Look at this. We are talking about it right now. Public forum. Sanjay Bhalerav Patel, Sattology, Deepam, India ki mythology. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you all very much for joining, and thank you for being part of this show. And I'll see you in the next show. Share it maximum, like it, and tell more people about it so that more people watch it. And we seem to be having less views than usual. And so that can easily, if you share it widely and tell people, that can help us in some ways. Namaste and Jagannath. Thank you. Jai Shri Ram.